Hey guys, welcome to Music Business Today. I'm Kane Harrison.
And I'm Hannah Renee Jackson.
We've got some fantastic information coming up for you guys. We're going to talk a lot about the music business itself and kind of how it's changing. And there's also some really interesting ideas around how social media is being used.
Yep.
And something for rappers, so stay tuned.
Hey guys, welcome back to Music Business Today.
Hey guys, we're going to talk about, I guess, the music industry as a whole over these next probably 4 stories and how much it actually is changing. We all know that it is, but now there are some numbers that are out that are really kind of dominating them. Like, we're going to talk about Spotify.
Yeah, well, there's been a study published, not even published recently, but like posted about on a lot of different sites and, legitimate sources about Spotify and, the revenue of it versus revenue from record sales versus revenue from record sales. And then also, lost revenue that you might get from people pirating and illegally downloading your stuff. And basically about how it's kind of essentially the loss of record sales versus the amount that pirating is down, supposedly. They're saying that it's not really making an effect on, there's not really a lot of lost revenue.
There's not a lot, but it's really interesting. I mean, this company, Spotify, has an $8.5 billion evaluation. Now, I mean, that is incredible. You think about some of the other companies out there. There are not many with an $8.5 billion valuation, so they're making money hand over fist. Now, I think that one big thing Spotify have always had a problem with is the PR, because, all the radio stations, all the artists, all the labels have the power to be able to tell us that this is not the way forward, this is not what we should be doing.
Yeah.
And clearly, I think as consumers, we are feeling something very different. And I think that valuation proves that so is Spotify. I mean,
well, it shows that there is a shift happening, and really the biggest challenge right now, which has kind of been the ongoing challenge for the past several years as the shift has begun. And I feel like we're seeing it more now and starting to understand more of how to go along with the shift and figure out healthy ways to kind of ebb and flow with the way the industry is shifting. But I mean, it goes to show, like, pirating has been around for a very, very long time. From people just burning CDs for friends to people doing like streaming, illegal streaming, and all of that.
I think that we've spoken about this a number of different times and in many different circles. And growing up through, I guess for me anyway. Probably when pirating was really starting to kick off, back when CDs were around. I know that seems like it was really
I remember
old.
CDs.
CDs as well.
I had a cassette. I owned like 3 cassettes.
But Napster was the big thing, right?
Yeah,
and
Napster was.
But it was $20 to buy an album. And so if you're a 13-year-old trying to get 20 bucks together...
Well, especially
So if you had this opportunity to go and steal music... Now music's like 99 cents.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so available now.
You can buy individual songs, so it is massively available, but then also because of that mass availability and, computers and internet, people don't even want to spend 99 cents for something.
No, I think that they do. I'm a big believer in that. A vast majority of people don't steal music as much anymore. I think that everyone's up in arms when you're talking about
streaming.
Right, but when you're talking about copyrights and all these other things, and why all this is saying, this isn't the way to go, it's because the margins have squashed. We've gone from having albums that were $20, where we all made a lot of money as the songwriters, as the shareholders, the copyright holders, the labels, to now we're all trying to make that same cut from 99 cents or $2.99 or $5.99.
Well, and it is hard to make money as an artist. You see that in the shift. You can no longer make money just off of album sales. You have to be touring. You have to have good merchandise. You have to be doing other things.
Something really interesting about, I just read this the other day, and so iHeartRadio was launched, which has been, in the radio's mind, a great success, right? This is their shift away from being kind of where they are digitally to coming online, and this is the movement. The iHeartRadio concerts are huge. The one in Las Vegas is massive. But Spotify are starting to steal their hosts. And isn't that incredible? But no one's really saying this. It's still Spotify's the bad guy who sits in the corner. But they've got so much money that they're paying. All these hosts are seeing that this might be the future, so they're starting to gravitate over to Spotify. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in the next 6 months to a year. I mean, so much has changed in the last 6 months to a year that who knows what will happen. But
Well, and it's continuing to change, and I think half of the challenge is figuring out how to get ahead of the change. How to figure out, like, okay, I see music is going in this direction, so I can kind of guess, you know, in a year, maybe this is how I should go, this is the direction, this is how I should market, this is what I should do.
And I think we touch on this, and we're going to move towards this because Jay-Z is doing something that's incredible, and we know that Jay-Z is at the top of his game, and Jay-Z is a businessman, first and foremost.
I mean,
more than any kind of musician, he has made more money from his brand and the brands that he owns than from his selling of music.
Branding. Well, and he has his own music app, which I thought this was really interesting, is actually going into original programming. So now he has a comedy series that he's going to be putting up on the app that is only available on there. You can't get it on Netflix. You can't get it on Hulu Plus. You can't get it on like Comcast.
Yet. And that's the incredible thing with Jay-Z.
But I mean that's cool. Like he's kind of taken what you have with like Hulu Plus or no, not Amazon Prime does do the music, but like Netflix, and he's now got the music aspect of the streaming, but now he's doing original content, which I'm sure we've learned from watching shows on Netflix that have been huge that are original content. Like it really is all about the original content.
I think if you look back over time, you look at Jay-Z essentially, launching as an artist, developing a following, developing enough of a following to have a label, to launch other artists, developing enough of a following with all that to now to launch TV series. I mean, he's just building this. He's already got an empire, I know that, but he's launched products, he's launched so much. But I know we're talking about Jay-Z, but anyone can kind of do this, and perhaps not at this level, but different ways to be able to make these revenue streams.
But it's marketing. It's being multifaceted. It's not just walking out and being, hi, I'm an artist, I'm going to sing you a song. It's what is it about you that makes you different, and knowing how to market that. And he's done that. He's marketed himself. He's gathered people around him. He's got great teams. You know, and you can do that if you have no money or if you have a ton of money. You're able to gather people around you with the same mindset so that you can create that fan base, so that you can create that marketing, so that you can kind of figure out what your niche is.
Yeah, I think it's incredible. I think it's actually probably, I mean, he's always kind of the first to do something, but as you can see, this isn't a movement in music. This is kind of just a movement in general. And
in entertainment.
In entertainment, that's right. And I think that that's how a lot of artists, if you're kind of one-dimensional, it's a little bit different, you should stick with that, definitely. But if you can move in different directions, you should explore how to make money, in all those directions.
Definitely.
So, as we were talking about, this is going to be his music business today, but Sony Music, they've partnered with a local, not a local management company, Artist Legacy Group, which is a big management company. But it just kind of shows, and Hannah and I were talking about this off camera, you think back to when there was the empires, and then the empires fell or were falling, and so then we had all these independents that were able to come out, and then including Big Machine, which is an independent label, by the way.
Which is crazy. Because it's Big Machine.
Exactly right. Broken Bow, which is Jason Aldean's label, which is the one I couldn't remember before. Also independent, incredible. And so we were able to start to build this new empire of independence that could come up and showcase. But I think now what's happened is we've started to squash again, and people are consolidating.
People are starting to merge together. We can see that you're better at this, you're better at marketing artists, and we're really great at doing this. So let's merge and let's kind of use those skill sets together. Yeah,
and I mean, you find that the labels, management, all these other things, even touring companies, promoters, are all starting to come under one roof. Now, they've done that for a long time, in the big labels, and as I said, they kind of cut services. But I can see this starting to happen again, and now it's actually being documented, which is interesting. One last story before we go.
He mentioned it, so we have to talk about it.
We have to talk about it.
Yeah.
This is a really cool site, Hannah.
It actually is. It's called artistshortcut.com.
Yeah.
And its little catchphrase is, don't be another dumb rapper.
Yeah. But I think, again, this one specifically is targeted at rappers.
Rappers for marketing and techniques to creating your brand and figuring out who you are as a rapper, and building relationships with hip-hop bloggers and other people within the industry that can help you. This is actually founded by Darius Bergen. So he's been out you know, he's been in this world for a while. He's a digital marketer. He's worked with people like Machine Gun Kelly, Yin Yang Twins, Doughboy.
He knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, he knows what he's talking about. He's very familiar with the industry and what needs to be done to market yourself and build yourself if you want to be a rapper.
Yeah, I think this platform could be used for anyone. Obviously, this one is specific to rappers. But I think, again, these sorts of programs coming out for us to be able to have access to, just demonstrating what we keep saying. You need to be a business person just as much as an artist or as a performer.
And if you're not a business person, the tools like this are out there for you to learn at least the basics of what it is to be a business person.
Yeah. And I think that the competition now is so incredible that you just have to, you have to be unbelievably talented now just to rest on your talents, and that's just the way of the world.
Yeah, and these days, you know, even the people that are unbelievably talented, if you don't understand how to market yourself, then you're probably not going to go anywhere, because the thing about it is, because of media and because of how easy it is to put yourself out there, there's so many talented people out there that can post something on YouTube, but if you don't know how to market yourself, it may never be seen.
Or manage your business and manage your money. I mean, you need to know where all this stuff's going, or you kind of wind up and all your money's gone because someone else is taking it. You need to have your finger on the pulse of every part of your business. Yeah. Hannah, that was an intense show. But I liked it a lot. It was really cool. We loved having you guys on board.
Yes.
First week back, how have you enjoyed it?
It's been great.
I've loved it.
Yeah.
It's so good to have you back.
We did it.
We did it.
We got this.
Don't forget to follow Hannah on Twitter. And of course, you can find me on Twitter too. And of course, on Facebook. And look for Music Business Today on Facebook. And I think we're going to start a Periscope account so you guys can follow us. So we'll be tweeting when we're going to be live on Periscope. But until then, Hannah, we'll see these guys next time.
Yeah. Have a great week.
See ya.